Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Tony Tosca. I'm a San Diego City firefighter. And today, just to recap, we are on day 7 of 19 of our San Diego City Firefighters COVID-19 campaign. And for every single day for 19 days, we're giving $3,000 to local community charities, organizations that are selected by one of the 9 council members of San Diego City. So today is, again, we're in District 7, so the 7th day, and we're going to continue through the 28th of this month. And today's guests are Chief of Staff for District 7 City Council Member Scott Sherman, Barrett Tetlow, and then we are also joined with ElderHelp of San Diego, CEO and Executive Director Deb Martin. So right at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and pivot over to Executive Director Deb Martin. And Deb, can you tell us a little bit about ElderHelp of San Diego, their mission, and the work that's being done in the community right now?
Thank you, Tony, and a big thank you to the San Diego City Firefighters and also Council Member Scott Sherman's office for choosing us to be a part of your amazing program. And ElderHelp, we've been here for 46 years here in the community. We're a local nonprofit. Our mission is focused on helping seniors provide services and programs and support to help them age safely in their homes with dignity, as safely and affordably as possible. So we've been doing that for a long time. We're one of the few local agencies in the senior space physically going into the home to help provide support. We have about 20 staff, most degreed social workers, and we have over 350 volunteers. And obviously, with the pandemic and COVID-19, we've completely revamped all of our programs and our services and our deliveries to respond and provide services during this time.
Great. I mean, your organization, it's really, really nice the way it's laid out. I know you have a lot of partners, and some of the things that you've spoke about, I know that quality of care in the home. And some of the things that I was looking at that touched me was respite care. I know a lot of people that are the sole care provider for people that are at home. There's concerns of isolation with our seniors and our elderly as well. A lot of things like information exchange is very valuable to have for a lot of these folks. And then preventative care and post-hospitalization are very, very important to this populace. So can you speak a little bit more about those in particular and how those have changed and how you've adapted your delivery methods for these folks?
Absolutely. I actually can speak all day about that. So I'm glad we got to have us on a time limit. But, you touch on some very important things, the word preventive. We really believe that the work we're doing is in the preventative space, keeping people out of hospitals and ER rooms and you name it, ICUs, whatnot, everything we can do to keep them in the home and not have them cycle in and out of hospitals. So we focus on the preventive care, and most of what we do has to do with isolation. 80+% of our clients live alone, and they don't have any adult family members or anyone caring for them. So they are truly, truly isolated. So a huge portion of what we do is, of course, to stave off the isolation and the depression and the mental health issues and physical health issues that come with that. Right now, during the pandemic, we're not going into the homes, but we're doing everything at a threshold. At their threshold, at their doorstep. And the highest need we're seeing right now is groceries and grocery shopping. They either can't get to the store, they can't get food, or they can't find the items that they need. So we've mobilized all of our volunteers, those who can and are willing to do grocery shopping, and we deliver it to the door and do not go in the home. We're also working with Jacob's San Diego Food Bank. We pick up food every Monday, bring it to our office, separated into deliverable sizes and bags, and then we marshal that out into the community to help anyone who needs food. And we've been also compiling emergency supplies, paper products, gloves, masks, sanitation supplies like that. We had one client, I shouldn't say client, but one of the community members called us. She was 66. She had just had a kidney transplant in December, and she's driving to multiple stores looking for paper products and can't find anything. So fortunately, she called us and we sent over food and, toilet paper, paper towels, whatever she needed. So we're getting a lot of calls like that. And we're just really focused on doing everything we can to keep them safe in their homes without putting them at risk for the virus.
Well, I think it's wonderful the work that you're doing. It's a great organization. And, me personally, I grew up in a kind of a strict Italian household, and I was taught to respect my elders. And for me, there's a lot of wisdom to be shared with these folks, my own family in general. And I think it's just important. This has impacted them the most. So taking care of them, and I just like to encourage people to go to your website. And I know the firefighters, of course, for us, we take an oath. We hold our hand up, and we make a pledge to serve and protect the community, and uphold ourselves to a higher standard. But and we're just doing the small part that we can. But and part of that is I like to encourage people to get involved and help out. Go to ElderHelpofSanDiego.org. Do you have any additional recommendations for people to get in touch with you? And I know you've got a great amount of volunteers. And do you have any need for volunteers now, or are you pretty good with that?
Well, we have roughly 350 volunteers right around the time the pandemic started. 30% of those volunteers were 65 and older. So we asked them to remain home, to follow the governor's mandate, and also protect their own health and wellness. And that was extremely difficult to do because it goes against our mission and everything we believe in, which is getting our older community engaged and contributing and being a part of our engagement. And it's hard for them. They are very vibrant, active members of our volunteer pool, and they want to be in the middle of this right now. They want to be in the thick of it. So it's been very difficult for them to not be able to participate. But we are giving them, to your point earlier about isolation, we're making daily calls and weekly calls. We call them Are You OK calls and check-ins with all of our clients, over 700, and anyone who calls in and wants someone to check on them because they don't have anyone. We're checking on them, but also just creating some companionship over the phone and creating a dialogue, creating a relationship, making sure that they know they have someone there who cares for them and is paying attention to them. So a lot of our 65 plus volunteers are mobilized doing phone calls and check-ins with our clients. And then we have gotten a surge of people wanting to help, which is great. We typically onboard over 100 to 120 new volunteers a year. We're looking close to 50, maybe this first 6 weeks of onboarding people who are expressing an interest in participating. So if there's a silver lining, it's great to see that people, to your point, are noticing this community. They tend to be invisible and a little bit of an afterthought. So it's great to see this mobilization of people wanting to come in and support and help. And all we can do right now is grocery shopping and delivery, food bank deliveries, and we are doing some transportation for medically essential rides and picking up medication at the pharmacies and things like that. So on our website, there's a volunteer link, and they can go to that, and it gives you all the information on how to be a part of our program.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for all the work you're doing. At this point, we're going to pivot over to the Chief of Staff for Councilmember Scott Sherman, Barrett Tetlow. Barrett, so what was the driving decision that made you guys go with ElderHelp of San Diego?
Well, first, I just wanted to say thank you to all the firefighters for their generous contributions. We really appreciate it. All of us have been affected by COVID-19, but no one more affected than seniors. So we all know that senior population is the most vulnerable for the virus's deadly consequences. But in addition to that, seniors have been, sheltering in place longer than the rest of us, almost for about a week or so. So it's been over a month, and that's a month of not being able to see friends and family, a month of not being able to go to the grocery store, get all the social interactions that are needed for just daily living. So seniors have really been taking the brunt of it, and organizations like Elder Care are just invaluable for our senior population. And so we just felt that all the nonprofits are doing a great job, and we support them all, but really Elder Care is at the front lines of this pandemic, and we just appreciate them for all they can do, and we'd encourage everybody to volunteer your time or to volunteer with a contribution as well.
Well, thank you, Barrett. I can tell you that the firefighter, with firefighters, we definitely think you made a great decision. We're going to do our best to kind of post all the information on our website, get the information out there, and our compliments to Councilmember Scott Sherman. And I know he's very busy, so we appreciate you being here on his behalf. Anything for the residents of District 7 that you'd like to speak to?
No, everybody's been just doing a great job. I think when you ask Americans and San Diegans to do their part, everyone's been doing a fantastic job with staying the course and flattening the curve. We just need to continue a little bit longer, and we'll get through all of this. We'll get through this together. Excellent.
I think for me, I'm trying to think of a message to say to people. I know in certain neighborhoods, I think people are doing a great job. They're cooperating. San Diegans just bonding together. That's just wonderful to see. But I think if there's any message that I could put out there to people is let's remain, isolated together for today, and let's, be united together and healthy for tomorrow. So let's hunker down, get through this, wear your mask, stay isolated when you can if you need to go out for essential items. I appreciate it. And any last remarks, Deb? Would you like to make any other comments or last minute suggestions?
Yeah, absolutely. I first of all want to thank you both again, the fire department, Scott Sherman and staff, and thanks Barrett for making it delivered yesterday and helping us out. We appreciate it greatly. And I would say that there are some silver linings to this, as there always are in a crisis, I think. And one of it is that, as I mentioned, I think it's bringing this population to the forefront and realizing that their neighbors are next door and around us, and they do require some extra vigilance. They're not looking for, handouts or dependencies. They just need a little bit of help to stay independent and in their homes safely. And I hope that people have a long memory about this. It's not just for now and COVID, but beyond COVID, I hope that we continue to be vigilant and pay attention to that population and support them. It makes the entire community a better community. It makes us all better. And you're right about isolating. It's also a chance now for people to see what that feels like. For a lot of people who are isolating at home and staying home, they now, I think, have a better empathy and awareness of what that must be like to be an older person living on your own without any support. And even though we are isolating, I think as a community, and I've never been more proud about seeing how we come together and are unified and are sharing. I get choked up, but it's great to see the community come together. And that's what we need. And we need to be doing this well after we get over the worst of the pandemic. So I hope that continues.
Thank you, Deb. I can't agree with you more. It's made me think about the priorities in my life, and we've all been impacted in different ways. We all have loved ones that have been impacted. So I'm definitely going to reprioritize and make changes in my life. And you're right. We need to look out for each other as a community because we've all been affected by this in ways that we can never forget, for sure. So, Barrett, any last minute statements or comments?
Just echo what you said. Everybody just keep calm, stay home, and wash your hands.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. Just wanted to remind everyone we're live on Facebook and Twitter, San Diego City Firefighters on Facebook, and on Twitter, SD Local 145 on Twitter. Go to ElderHelp of San Diego.org, and we just encourage you to get involved, help out, look out for those who need it most. And we just want to thank you for joining us today. I want to thank you, Deb, and thank you, Barrett, for your time. Thank you to Councilmember Scott Sherman. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Jesse, and I'm a San Diego City firefighter.
I'm Mark, and I'm a San Diego City firefighter.
I'm Tony. I'm a San Diego City firefighter.
I am Jerry, and I am a San Diego City firefighter.
I'm Jason, and I'm a San Diego City firefighter.
Firefighters live and work in the communities. We go into people's homes and see the financial impacts of COVID-19 on a daily basis. Like so many others, we are compelled to do more to help our community through this difficult time.
Firefighters know how tough it can be to serve on the front lines during an emergency. So we're committed to donate $57,000 to local community organizations that are also on the front lines helping San Diegans through this COVID-19 pandemic.
We worked In collaboration with San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulkner, Council President Georgette Gomez, and Council members Barbara Bree, Jen Campbell, Chris Ward, Monica Montgomery, Mark Kersey, Chris Kate, Scott Sherman, and Vivian Moreno, to identify 19 amazing nonprofits who are doing tremendous work throughout our city.
Starting tomorrow, Friday, April 10th, and continuing for the next 19 days, we'll be donating $3,000 per day to a different organization. Additionally, we'll highlight the mission and work of each organization through short presentations, which will be live streamed through our website at www.sandiegocityfirefighters.org and on Facebook at San Diego City Firefighters.
Since 1973, San Diego City Firefighters have donated money out of their biweekly paychecks to support local nonprofits. These donations have grown to exceed $100,000 annually. While we remain committed to supporting longtime community partners like Muscular Dystrophy Association, San Diego Burn Institute, United Cerebral Palsy San Diego, and many others, our firefighters wish to expand our efforts to help San Diegans impacted by the pandemic.
No matter what time of the day,
No matter what day of the week,
We're here to serve our communities.
So stay united, San Diego.
And we'll get through this crisis together.